Want to go ahead and just put in your cart right now and check out is that 1.5-pound Better Blossom Booster plant fertilizer that Barbara actually developed. It's on sale, 4 easy pays at $5.77, and that you could really use for other things. Now let's talk about an 8-piece landscaper's dream with the Astilbes. They're M89520, brand new this month. I think you and I talked about these. These are shade loving. So Carrie, I know earlier you were saying about the shade. I totally get it. I think a lot of us have a lot of shade in our gardens. Full sun to part shade on these. And these again are perennials. And I love that they sort of have that like hairy look to them, and they're conical, and I bet they move when the wind blows. And you're getting 2 each of 2 lavender, 2 pink, 2 red, and 2 white. This is a great collection.
Yeah, you know what? We found that the more, the better.
Oh my gosh.
With Astilbe. If you just put one in, it's going to be If you put this in mass, and that's why we brought you this huge collection.
That's cool.
Because in mass, it just makes a huge statement in those shady areas that tend to be a little bit boring. And maybe because we just don't find great plants for those shady areas. Well, this is going to give you color. It's going to give you texture. It's going to give you movement in these feathery blossoms that just blow in the wind in those shady areas, full to part shade. You're going to get 2 of each color, and they are going to be labeled, Pat. So if you do decide, maybe I'm going to do a path, but I want the pink matching in the front, and you're going to go then down your path with leading the way. I always call shade gardens those magical, mystical gardens, those woodland gardens that when you were a child, you just dream about the ferns or sitting in there in a tree reading the book. You could have that path leading the way because you're getting 16 feet of plants.
15 feet.
You could do if you're doing them on each side, that is an 8-foot path into your woodland garden. And even the foliage on this is really pretty. It's this lacy foliage. I love these as cut flowers, as dried flowers, in containers, in the ground. But I can't remember if you said this. This is another one that the deer and the bunnies tend to just walk on by and leave alone.
How fabulous is that? And here's what also works. If you can spend $40 and get 2 sets, I mean, you now will have made such a statement. Define what shade would be as opposed to part sun. Tell me the difference.
So part shade means they are really shade lovers. So they're going to do better in shady areas. They also love the moist soil, which tends to be in the non-hot baked sun area. So they're really not going to love being baked in the sun. They're going to love that moisture soil, and many things don't love that. So I love that this is a problem solver. They're going to love it. You don't want them in like soggy, boggy soil, but those moisture areas that tend to be the shadier areas.
What would you plant with them, Barbara?
I love our hostas.
Oh, yes.
Would be amazing in big mounds of the hostas, in groupings again. I do love these plants in mass. And maybe it's not just that straight line. That so many times we just do a straight. In nature, there really is no straight lines. So give this a little bit of a serpentine as you're drawing the eye into the garden. And then maybe some of our blue hostas, our halcyon hosta, which one is blue and one is this golden yellow. Give those dreary areas, those darker areas of the garden, this magnificent color, texture, movement. And yeah, with hostas, these are going to be a dream winner. And these are a perennial. They come back year after year, better and better.
I love that you give us all these fun ideas. I mean, I can imagine. I love also that you said to serpentine it a little bit. That way you don't have to be as exact. That's one of the other nice things
true
about
too.
this. You know, and bare roots, again, are easier to plant. Just read the garden guide, open the box when it comes. It will ship out when it needs to. The plants this year that I've gotten so far are really in great shape when they came. The containers held them beautifully. I mean, I'm super happy. These will be labeled as well. And you are getting a lot of coverage for $20 using your credit card on that Blooms June and July. That Better Blossom Fertilizer, also M80142. Order that at the same time, because then you're going to use that to plant your plants in. Well, we're going to